Hey, hi! Welcome to what I am calling Empower 30. Because Empower is part of Stronger United's name, mission, and I wanted to make it part of our calls too. So I wanted to hop on. Let me make sure everything is working right. Internet's good to go, and it looks like it is. Perfect. Okay, so I wanted to share something with you. I picked revisiting your why because it's something that I have been recently reminded of, I'll say at the beginning of the year, of something that needs to be done a lot more than I was doing it. Whether things are getting crazy, schedules are off, life throws you curveballs, this business throws you curveballs. There's a lot going on in our minds, in our hearts, in life, in our environment, at work. And so it's important to have that really strong why. And y'all hear me talk about visualizing. I'm huge on it. I didn't used to be, which is funny. When my upline used to talk to me about visualizing, I would be like, yeah, okay. You know, I've watched The Secret. I took some parts from it. Some of it kind of seemed a little loopy. But when I started doing it on the daily, it worked. And it started with a strong why. And that's what it always starts with. And I was reminded towards the end of the year, anxiety was trying to get the best of me. I had a lot of personal things going on. And, you know, I was wondering why, you know, my why started to fade. And I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it at the beginning of the year. And you know, I'm very solution oriented. I'm very big on reflection and figuring out what is going on in this business that's affecting me. Sometimes it could be what? Your fitness game is off, right? If your fitness game is off, you're not feeling really passionate about sharing the programs, right? Because you're either not doing one or you're bouncing around, you're not really seeing results, and it's not, your excitement starts to go, right? And the same can go for personal development. Maybe you're not doing it as much, and now you're like, your mindset is shifting, it's changing into more negative, you're seeing more negative around you, and you gotta realize that you gotta dive into personal development. And if your fitness game is off, you've got to dive into finding a program and doing it from start to finish, and then journaling it basically on your page the entire way, and then your excitement starts to come back. For me, it was my why. I didn't realize it. I was like, but my why had not changed recent enough for it to like light this fire in me, right? I had this one that was maybe a year old, and while it still applies and I'm still pushing towards that why, those goals, I needed something bigger that was fresh, that was new, that was something that was like, whoa, I need to live that. And that's why I put this together, because I wanted you guys to do that. Like whether it's quarterly, monthly, yearly, 6 months, you should, and I encourage you to revisit your why, because that is what keeps you going. I call it your why power, because it's so different from willpower. Willpower can change with emotions, but your why power is like, screw emotions, screw what's going on around me. I have to do the activities I need to do today to move me toward my goals and my why, my vision tomorrow and in the future. So that being said, welcome. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here. I know that you're taking time from family or whatever you're doing. I hopped on a tiny bit late because I had a dinner dilemma that I had to fix. A little boy doesn't want this, so we got to change up the menu. But you know, that's life. And like I said, when it gets crazy, you got to refocus. And I want to thank you for being here so much. So let me see. I'm going to get this screen shared. Let me make sure everything's cool with this, because I want to make sure that you guys are seeing what I'm seeing and can hear me before I go into slides. I'm so proud of everything you're doing. My my online office has been down, so I haven't been able to go back there and see how y'all are rocking everything. Making sure everybody can hear. Okay, cool. So I'm going to screen share and we're going to get to this. I'm really excited about this topic. It's something I'm passionate about, and once you like rekindle that love, it's like you know, you want to keep sharing it. Let's see, the entire screen I think is what I want, and I will find it. Let's get this going. I don't know what it's doing, but we'll find out. Looks crazy. Okay, so I'll just share. Let's go over here and we'll make sure it's up and running. I think it is. There we go. Okay, cool. So like I said, revisiting your why. It's part of our Empower 30 series that we're doing, which I'm so excited about. I'm going to have guest speakers and all that on here for you guys. But today I wanted to start with your why. Just like the book, start with why. If you haven't read it, you should. I'm going to read it all over again. I've got it on my Audible. But revisiting your why, because it really is, like I said in the post in our coach support group, it's like it's the pillar. It's the pillars of our heart, of our mind, of where we want to go, and it really holds up our our principles and what we want to do and carry on, and brings us towards our legacy, right? That we want to leave behind. Because everything's vying for our time, but our why helps us focus, helps us not give up, helps us say, I'm sticking this out, helps us say, there is no plan B, I've got to do this, right? And people talk about why, and they, you tend to want to not be selfish with it, right? And, I'm a big believer. I'm a big believer that your why can't be about money, but it can be about what the money will do for you. Like I've said before, it's not about the income. It's not about numbers and money, but money touches everything we love. Whether it's we want to, like for me, I want to help my parents not have to worry about support for their missions. I want to be able to take care of that. If they need something, I don't want them to have to be scrounging and praying for support. I want to be able to say, what is it? I've got it. Let's do this, right? Whether you want to support and bless others or travel or put your kids in private school, whatever it is that you want to do, money touches everything we love. It's not all about it. And if anybody knows me, I'm not materialistic whatsoever, but I do love helping people. And I can't do that if I can't, provide for my family first and then go beyond that, right? So my why, that's part of my why, and you'll see that later. But that being said, this is about you. Making your why about you is not selfish. It may feel like it, but listen, when you say things and you do certain things, you make your goals about you and what you need. Trust me when I say that just because you make it about you, it doesn't mean that you're not doing for others. It's not mutually exclusive. If you're doing for yourself, it trickles down into your family. Just think about fitness. How if you take care of yourself and you're going strong on your journey, you're pushing hard in your workouts, mentally and physically, do you not feel better to take on the day? Don't you feel like you have more mental clarity, you have more energy, you're in a better mood? I wish I could remember the quote from Legally Blonde, where she's like, people exercise just don't kill people, right? You're happy, you're releasing endorphins, oxytocin, you just become a better person, you become more disciplined in life and what you're doing outside of fitness because you're disciplined in your fitness. So it's okay to say that you're doing your fitness journey for you, because you doing that for yourself is making it so you're able to give more to those you love. And the same goes with your why, and why you're in this business, why you started, why you want to keep going, why you're fighting tooth and nail, why you're fighting to not be able to give one fingernail more because you gave it your all. It's okay for it to be about you. Because in order to get yourself way out of your comfort zone during the scary and uncomfortable start of your business, or when you have a scary and uncomfortable goal that you really want to go for, your why has to be about you. And I'm thinking of a story that I've heard or read. It was about this lady named Maria, and she said, her why was she wants to pay for her kids' college. She said it, there was no fire in her eyes. She said it because, that's probably the right thing to do. Like, I do want to pay for my kids. And, and she was asked, like, you started your business over a year ago, and you still aren't showing up consistently. Like, could it be that your reason isn't good enough to get you to do it, right? And she's like, what do you mean? It's about my children. Like, that's great. It should be about other people. I should be wanting to help others. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, it should be, but that's not necessarily how it needs to be. And she was asked, what do you really want for yourself? And she finally started tearing up and said, I want to have something of my very own outside of mom and wife, and to prove to herself that she could accomplish big things. How many of us want that? I mean, if you're real with yourself, as a single mom, I can easily get lost in mom duty after doing things for other people. And I still, to this day, leave myself behind. Finally, just decided to get a massage next Thursday because my body is hurting. But that was like the last thing I even wanted to do. It took me forever to make the appointment because I'm like, well, wait, what does he need? What does my family need? What does everybody else need? But in doing that, getting this massage, going there and doing things, that'll fill my cup back up so I can come back in full force with the vengeance and take on everything life throws at me and be there for my son, right? And so it's okay. And when she said that, you know, she's like, that's your real why. That's your real why. That's what's gonna make you jump out of bed and get up, because you're like, I gotta do this, I gotta succeed. And in her success, is she not going to be able to pay for her kids' college, right? So like I said, they're not mutually exclusive. You're doing this for you. Think of something that'll get you out of bed. And sometimes it's even selfish saying, you won't feel selfish saying, like, I want to see myself do this for my family. Like, that's not selfish, that's awesome. That is so awesome and so cool to me. But that's why I do this, is like, I want women to feel empowered by doing this, by taking on something they didn't know that they could do, going after it and being like, I did this. Outside of mom, outside of being a wife or a significant other, outside of being an employee for many years at a company that you don't feel your worth, that you're being valued, this is for you. And then it trickles down to your family. So don't be afraid to make the why about you, because you need a bulletproof why to get through the tough times. I'm talking bulletproof, that rhino skin, that stuff that's got to get you going when it is 6:30 in the morning and you're like, oh, God, no, and you want to snooze, right? You were put here on this earth for a reason, and so it is okay to do things that fulfill you, fill up your cup, and make you want to keep going for more, because in doing that, you are affecting your family, your friends, and those you love in a positive way, right? Because, you know, when you start, like for me, you'll see soon, it started as like, I just want to get healthy. Oh, it'll be fun. This community is awesome. Like, I want to be involved more in it, right? And then it evolves. And it has to evolve, because once you get to that certain level of success, once you hit that goal, you can't just stop there, right? You can't just be like, well, hit it, I'm going to coast now. And that's super easy to do. But if you hit it, or if you're constantly evolving your why, you're constantly going to have something that you're like so excited to live and reach and do. And so you got to keep it going, keep evolving. And that's the next slide, is our whys evolve. And that is so healthy. Don't worry about it. Don't think that just because your why is changing that everything about you and your mission and things need to change. Sometimes that does happen, you know, because I did have a team name prior to Strong United, and it fit in with my why at the time. I wanted to live life by design. It was Team Dynasty by design. And I did. And so it was part of my mission, but then it changed. I was like, I've got to get deeper than that. Like, yeah, life by design, that's cool. But that's just a snippet of what I really want my mission and our mission and everything to be. That's just a snippet. And once I reached that of getting home, like in 2013, it was like, get healthy, feel better, create a community of support for women, striving to feel their best, and get out of the service industry and home full time. That was 2013 for me. And that's what I strive for. And that's why Team Dynasty Design kind of came up, and I loved it at the time, but then it changed. Sooner, you know, later it was like, I got to cover all bills. It's all on me now. I got to make sure that I hustle and cover all bills, and be able to support my parents' mission. And I'm able to do that. And I try to up it as I go. But I want to be able to it'd be so cool to be able to fully support them. And that's what I'm working towards. And then, you know, 2017, it's bigger. It's always been big. Like, some of these are just a snippet. Like, I had it way written out, especially after Brittany's call about, I feel empowered, satisfied, accomplished. I don't know if you haven't watched that one. I'll link it if it's still up on our YouTube. But it made you write it out about how you're feeling when you achieve it. So I had all those written out for every single year. But anyway, snippet for the slides, for the slide's sake. In 2017, it's, you know, create a community of strong women like you guys, who are incredible, who are striving to become healthy, empowered, and renewed. Community dedicated to lifting each other up and striving for success together. That a community will stop at nothing to help and empower those around them, mentoring women toward living their dreams and have them feel empowered by their success, creating time and financial freedom to live life, retire my future love, and set an example for Aiden that he can and will live his own dreams. And while that doesn't seem selfish to me, it's like, this is something that I want to create. And in doing that, I get to talk to a bunch of amazing people. And that ripple effect happens because you guys are out there helping people, beyond wildest dreams. Like, just seeing Strong United, I tear up. Seeing you guys branch off into your own incredible dynasties of your own, creating your own legacy, it helps me get up. So even on the days where my anxiety and depression want to knock me into the core of the earth, I stand back up and I push as hard as I can to get back on my knees and pray, to get back on my feet and look up to the sky and say, I will not quit. It's you guys. It's this thing this movement that we've created, that you guys have created, that keeps me going. And I appreciate every single one of you so much. And I'm so proud of you. Never, ever stop. But that being said, that's the thing. Like, it's like once you start talking about your why, you want to keep on going. Be like, this is why I'm doing that, right? Our whys are evolve, and it helps us not stall out. It helps us to check in. It helps us to reflect. It helps us to be solution oriented. It helps us make sure we have our priorities in check. I have another call about priorities on my YouTube if you want to check it out, but it's super important. It's, because your why can start a desire like mine did, and then it can change into like everything you want to embody, your team to embody, everything you want to embody, everything you want your legacy to embody, right? It changes, and that's okay. Mine's probably going to change again to maybe even something bigger. I have a big goal that has to do with travel and schooling my son in a different way, and things that I couldn't do without this mobile, incredible opportunity. And I want to run with it. And that's why I had to revisit my why and make it stronger and bigger than myself. Bigger than myself. It's making me have to grow into the person that I need to be to live it, to mentor and help. Like, I have to change who I am to live it. And that's what goals are supposed to be. You're supposed to grow into that person that is, needs to live it, that wants to live it, right? You don't just set a goal and like stay the same person. It shouldn't be how it is. So anyway, it changes, and I want you to know that that's okay, and it's actually good. When you're making your dream board, think of it. When you're going back quarterly, think of it. Think about what you want to do, what you want to achieve, and change it as you go. And remember that it's okay to be selfish. It's a hard mindset shift for someone like me, who is a yes person, who wants to please everybody, who wants to take care of everyone and then ourselves, right? That's just, it's natural for most, if not all women. And that there are men that do that too, but I feel like that motherly instinct in women, we want to make sure everyone is taken care of, and then we take care of ourselves. But in this moment, we got to be selfless sometimes. And I'm sorry, we're programmed to be selfish. In this moment, we got to make this about us, and that's going to trickle into your family and those you love in a positive way. I know you've seen it in your fitness, and you've probably seen it in your business. Just thinking of Allie, and she was having a retreat, and her son wanted to help her, do something for her girls. Like, that's so cool. So cool. And she's doing this for her girls, and her kids are watching, and they're wanting to get involved too. And they're seeing the beauty of what's happening. And that to me is so beautiful. So one reason, let me see. So once you do have your why, right, you got to dig deep. One reason why people don't meet their goals is because they have this why, but they're not digging deep. Let me talk to you about it, okay? So an example, say a business partner, she declared that she just wanted to earn more money. Not exciting, right? Just like at the bottom, like, I want to earn my investment back. Dig deeper. Why do you want to earn more money? Okay, I want to create an emergency fund. Well, why do you want to create an emergency fund? To know that I'm safe. Why will that make you safe? Because this person, like, last time they were married, they were left with nothing. And she was left in this scary, awful situation, scrounging by, not sure if she was going to survive, right? And so she wants to eliminate that. She wants an emergency fund, so if something were to ever happen to her, maybe she got sick, laid off, whatever, she knows she is safe. That is way deeper than just saying, I want to earn extra income. Just like the bottom. I want to earn my investment back. Okay, deeper. Why? Because, maybe I've got to prove to my husband that I can do this. I want to show that I'm in this for the long haul. I want to help at least 3 people in my first month to make an impact on their lives, move my business forward, and be able to cover my next month's Shakeology expense. That's deeper. That is deeper and something you can hold on to, and it makes it realistic. It's time bound. It's like, in my first month, it's measurable. You can help 3 people. You know what you're going after, and it's specific. It is broken down to exactly what, when, and why. And that is something that I want you to go after. If you're doing your why and you're setting those goals, it's one bite at a time. You're not going to get to that vision in, sometimes not even in a year. Maybe it'll be 18 months, but you stick it out that 18 months, and I promise you it'll be worth it. right? Everybody's measure of success is different, and everybody's time to get there is different. So don't compare yourself. Speaking of that, going off on a bunny trail, was it Maria Shriver? She is part of a huge, successful family. Am I right? Like, and she could take it and compare herself. Let me make sure that I am saying the right name. She's part of, you know, a family that had a significant role in the United States of America. She could have taken that and said, how am I going to live up to this name? How am I going to live up to all these people that I'm surrounded by? But she decided that she was going to have her own version of success. She wasn't going to try to do what others did in her family. She was going to do what she wanted to do, what was going to be successful for her. And that's why she went after it. And that's why she had a sense of peace. And that's what I want to tell you is don't measure. Don't measure your success based on how others are succeeding. Because you have your own journey, you have your own version of success, and it'll take your own amount of time to get there. So what if, after saying all this, you're like, okay, great, I've got my why, I've got my goals, I'm ready to dig deep, but then you still have to eat this frog of inviting, of getting up every day to do your workout, of posting, of reading your personal development, doing all the things you need to do to move forward, your power hour, right? And it's still painful. Has there been a time where it felt like 500 pounds to like lift up your laptop and put it on the table or wherever you're at and get those messages out and get those invites out or get a post done or graphics, maybe you like are not great at graphics and PicMonkey is like the devil and it feels like painful to get it done? Well, what if you rewire your brain? What if you rewire your brain to switch that? So you see, that's why I put the pain meter that's in like every hospital and doctor's office. When you come in, they're like, if you're in pain, they tell you a number, right? And I put taking action on the no pain side versus not taking action on the worst pain. So what if, as you're going towards your goals, one, you're focusing on the process of reaching the goal. And in doing that, you decide that not taking action is way more painful than doing that invite, right? Why? Because you're not getting closer towards your goal. If you were okay, you've got your goal, you know what it is, and you set it aside and you visualize it every single day, but that's not your focus. It is something you visualize because you want to make sure that you are doing the actions that it takes to get there, right? And you don't want to forget what you're going after. And once you do it daily, it's like you got to live it, right? You got to make it happen. But what if in doing that, you just focus on daily actions, that power hour? If things start to get crazy, like even in this past week, things started to get crazy because I'm like getting ready to move. And I was like, okay, the extra stuff has got to go to the side. Besides this, doing the team call, I was like, I've got to do this power hour and do the things I need to do before forward. Like I've been working on projects too, like a training website and stuff, but it's got to be like like little bits as opposed to like making sure my power hour gets done every day. What if I like made that the thing that it was no pain? Like taking action feels good. Like once you're done, it feels good, right? But that initial like, oh God, I gotta eat that frog feels like you're lifting 500 pounds when you pick up your phone or your laptop. And it feels like you're trudging through waist deep mud, as you're doing all these daily activities. But you can rewire your brain. It is, let me read this, where is it? You can rewire your brain. It's a scientific fact. There was an article in the Wall Street Journal summarizing what Tony Robbins, that personal development guru y'all know, and others have been teaching for years. It just took neuropsychiatry, said that wrong, a little longer to catch up. The article said, the mainstream view in neuroscience and medicine today is that the living brain is actually neuroplastic, meaning that its circuits are constantly changing in response to what we actually do out in the world. As we think, perceive, form memories, or learn new skills, the connections between brain cells also change and strengthen. Far from being hardwired, the brain has circuits that very rapidly form, unform, and reform. So how cool is that? That's amazing for us. And I know you guys know that. Like I know as someone that struggles from anxiety and depression, and I use fitness as my outlet, I use personal development to help my mindset has changed so much. I fight harder. I don't stay down as long. Our brains, we can literally think ourselves sick. That our brains are that powerful. We can think ourselves sick. That's why when they tell, when I'm watching different documentaries and, there's cancer patients that are going through a different, way of treatment, an all natural one, and they tell them to like, do what you love, laugh, go be positive, make sure you're focusing on beauty around you, because it's rewiring your brain to see the good in everything, and it's sending different chemicals out. It's really awesome. It's so cool. The mind is so interesting to me. But that being said, it's like the brain constantly changes based on what we think and do. So if we wake up every morning, we're like, I can't wait to get my invites done. I can't wait to do it. And you're looking at it as, I'm about to change someone's life. I'm about to share this gift. That's what I've been doing. I'm about to share this gift. I'm about to share this community that's changed my life. How can I hold that from anyone? You're starting to tell yourself that in the morning, like, I'm an incredible leader that can mentor someone to completely transform their lives and empower them. I am an incredible coach that is on top of my fitness game, and I can help, and by leading by example and showing them what's possible and helping them on their journey. These different things, you're rewiring your brain. If you say this every morning, that's why they have things called positive affirmations. It's not a placebo. It works. It works. In doing so, you'll train your brain that the pleasure you seek is in doing the work and taking action to build your business and reach your why. And the pain that you so desperately wanted to avoid is in not doing the work. Think about it. Think about how good you feel when you feel accomplished after you're done with that power hour, right? It's, you're going to rewire it so that when the pain you feel is going to be from not taking action versus taking action. And so that's what I want to tell you. Like, we can do this. We can rewire our brain. If you're at a place right now where you're like, I feel stuck, I am fizzling, my fire is gone. There was a reason that your fire was there in the first place. There's a reason that you started. Your why has changed, and that's my encouragement to you. Look at your fitness journey. Are you following a program from start to finish? Are you sharing it? The ups and the downs, what you're thinking, how you're feeling. Are you reading personal development or listening to it? I even listen to it in the shower. I've got a little speaker in the bathroom, the Beachbody one that they gave us, and I listen to YouTube videos in the shower while I'm showering and getting ready, because why not? Sometimes it's music if I need music, but I listen to it while I'm getting ready and in the shower, or, walking to go get Aiden, like any chance I get, especially if I need it, I seek it out. Are you listening to personal development? Is your fitness on point? If those things are good, great, check your why. Does it need to change? Is there something bigger than yourself that you need to go after? Is there something that you need to do for yourself because for so long you've been focusing your why and putting your why on other people? It needs to be you. It's all about you. This is you that's doing the work, and you need to make sure that your why is something that throws lighter fuel in the fire that's inside your belly, inside your soul, inside your heart. That's what I want to encourage you, is look at those things. And if you need to fix it, fix it. Make those changes, but keep moving forward. Give it at least 18 months, y'all. I'm not even saying it. Give it at least 18 months and then keep going. Revisit that why and see if it needs to be stronger. This opportunity, this business is such an amazing gift. And when you take it and run with it, when you use it to go after this vision that you have for your life, which I know each and every one of you have. If you don't have it, grab a board and start digging deep and dreaming big and making a dream board if you haven't done it yet. You have. Revisit that dream board. See what you've accomplished and create new goals. Replace those ones you've accomplished with new ones and revamp your why to make it one that lights a fire in your belly, your heart, your soul, y'all. And next, I want to leave you with this. This is what we're going to do. If you want to go ahead and revamp your why, or if you're new and you just want to create it, start here. What is your why? Remember to peel the onion. Don't just say, back here, don't just say, I want to get out of debt. Why? Don't just say, I want to travel. Why? Don't just say, I want to retire my husband. Why? Why? Because I see him coming home stressed every single day. I notice that he misses being with his family. I miss him. Whatever it is, dig deeper. Don't just say, don't just stay on the surface. Dig deep and peel back that onion of why. Keep asking. Be the 2-year-old that's like, why? 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 And dig deep till you've got the why that you need. And why is this so important to you? And get specific. How do you see this changing your life, affecting your family, helping you get where you want to go in the long term? This one got me. If you don't achieve your why, what's the pain you'll experience? What's the cost going deeper, what's the cost you'll pay in your life by not taking action to build this business? Like for me as a single mom, I don't build, I don't show up, I don't try, I don't go all in. And I'll admit there have been times where I haven't, and it freaked me out, y'all. Like I'm fighting whatever personally, and I take a step. Don't take a step back. Learn from me. Don't push. And for me, the pain would be having to go back to the service industry or getting a job, maybe actually using my degree. I don't know, but I don't want to go back. That's why I always say there's no plan B. When I say that in my posts, when I talk to women, I'm like, there's no plan B. Because I know the pain of like having to leave him, and I don't want to go back to leaving my son. So really flesh out that part, y'all. What will you and your family miss out on life? How will this affect your confidence and your self-esteem? Who would crush me? I'm a girl that like is competitive with myself. And so if I defeat myself, if I'm defeated and it's me that did it and caused it, like I'm gonna be hard on myself. It's gonna affect me big. So this question got me. Like, think about that. If you don't achieve your why, what's the pain you'll experience? Is it worth not doing those daily activities? Nah, y'all, the pain, it's not painful to do that. Think about it. It's not painful to do the power hour. It's painful to not be able to live your why and give up on that dream that you so can achieve. Lastly, look ahead 5 years into the future. If you don't achieve your why, where will you be and what will you have given up? All because you didn't follow through and take action on what's important. Whew, right? It kind of goes in with the third question. It's like, what's the pain I'll experience? And then 5 years later, do you want to look back and be like, what if? Do you want to look back and be like, I could have? No, you want to be like, I did, I will. 5 years from now, you want to be able to share that experience with others, even if you do fall down, because I fall. I've got some scars, some battle wounds from falling in this business multiple times, but you get back up. Why? Because of your why power, because your why is strong. You get back up because you have thought about the pain you'll experience if you don't. Right? Think about all these things. It's so important. And I just want to encourage you to go after it. Every single one of you are capable beyond imaginable dreams to live your dreams. And so many of you, looking back on when I started, I never pictured this. What we've got in our little community, what I've seen, what you guys have done. I pictured it, but man, I didn't picture it on this level. So thank you. And y'all, I'm showing up with you. Next week will be Dynasty United call on Thursday. And I'll pick up again the following Thursday. I'm gonna do every other, so we can all be on Dynasty United together. But I wanted to share with y'all, this is where I'm at. I revisited it. I've been just making my why stronger and stronger as I go. There's some things added to it, just make it powerful. And each and every single one of you can empower yourselves, can empower those around you by starting with your why, by creating that why. Get your family involved. Get your spouse, your significant other, a close best friend, in your tribe. Get them all involved. Peel back an onion layer. You think of it, and that's even better. Doing it together. Proclaim it, make it yours, and go after it. You guys are incredible. If you have any questions, post them in the group or post them in the chat. I'll see if I can get there and check it out. Thank you for hopping on. I want to respect your time and let you go. I'm 8 minutes over, so I'll let you go. Have a great night, you guys. Thank you. Again, have a great night. I appreciate you being on here. Really, really means a lot to me. And I cannot wait to do it in a couple of weeks. Next week, Dynasty United. And I'll have more announcements for you soon. Have a great night.